Pop Mart's earnings absolutely exploded. Global demand for LABUBU went crazy, with sales hitting 4.8 billion RMB in just 6 months. Net profit reached 4.57 billion RMB, almost quadrupling. Overseas revenue surged 440%, single-store productivity jumped fourfold, and now the only real problem left is capacity constraints. When production capacity becomes your only rival, you start looking a lot like Nvidia. So, what defines a top-tier company? They all have what Warren Buffett calls a moat, a unique advantage that gives them pricing power. For Pop Mart, LABUBU is exactly that, a deep and wide moat, unmatched in the market, no need to join any price wars. As founder Wang Ning said, LABUBU has already become a world-class IP, and hitting 30 billion RMB in revenue this year should be easily achievable. Yesterday, Pop Mart released its earnings report, and the numbers are simply staggering. Some of them look almost unbelievable, but when you put all these numbers together, you can clearly see what the company is doing now and how massive its growth potential is for the future. JP Morgan also provided a detailed breakdown. Let's start with the numbers. In the first half of the year, Pop Mart recorded total revenue of 13.88 billion RMB, up 204% year-on-year. Net profit was even more striking at 4.57 billion RMB, almost quadrupling. Gross margin also rose from 64% to over 70%. Management further expects net profit margin to continue improving in the second half, reaching around 35% for the full year. 3 highlights stand out. First, overseas expansion is phenomenal. Overseas revenue soared 440% and now makes up 40% of total sales. In the Americas, revenue skyrocketed 11 times. Second, LABUBU has gone legendary. This single IP alone generated 4.81 billion RMB, with revenue share jumping from 13% last year to nearly 35% now, becoming the absolute pillar of the business. Third, plush toys exploded. Revenue surged 1,276%, making plush the largest category and accounting for 44% of total revenue. At the same time, the business mix is shifting. Blind box revenue is still growing, but its share fell from nearly 60% to 37%. Molly's share also dropped from 17% to below 10%. At this point, you might be a bit confused. Why has the company's business structure shifted so drastically? JP Morgan believes this earnings report shows that Pop Mart's growth logic has completely changed. Growth driver 1. Space magic, from China to the world. Pop Mart used to be seen as just a domestic sensation, but now overseas markets are the growth engine. According to JP Morgan, a single overseas store generates about 4x the revenue of a domestic store. This shows Pop Mart has gained both pricing power and brand strength abroad. Although store rollout overseas is relatively slow, online sales and high per-store productivity make up for it. The company plans to maintain an average pace of opening 3 new stores per week in the second half, a staggering speed. Growth driver 2. Category magic, from blind boxes to full IP categories. Think Pop Mart is just a blind box company. Wrong. It is now primarily a plush toy company. The LABUBU plush series exploded worldwide, lifting plush revenue 12x and making it the #1 revenue source. This proves a model. First, use blind boxes to boost IP popularity, and once an IP takes off, expand into plush, mega series, collaborations, and full category products. The ceiling here is much higher than blind boxes alone. Growth driver 3. The super IP flywheel. Both drivers above rely on one core capability, creating blockbuster IPs. LABUBU's success shows Pop Mart can build world-class IPs. CEO Wang Ning also said he doesn't worry about one IP being too dominant because its success validates the company's entire IP incubation system. JP Morgan also noted that new IPs are showing strong momentum. So, Pop Mart's growth model is clear. Continuously incubate IPs through its platform capabilities, then maximize commercial value globally across all product categories. This combo explains the profit explosion. And JP Morgan listed 7 catalysts ahead. LABUBU Uniqlo t-shirts, animations, 4 trailer releases, and tie-ins with the Chinese New Year movie season. The imagination space is huge. The most striking takeaway from this earnings report is the emergence of a fully formed, fast-spinning business flywheel. Pop Mart's only real headache now is capacity. Monthly plush production is already 10x higher than last year, yet demand still outstrips supply. In short, the market is wide open for Pop Mart. All it needs to do is manufacture at full throttle and deliver products globally. Once the capacity bottleneck is removed, its international expansion speed will exceed even the boldest expectations.